Hi everyone, today I'm here with the 2013 Ford Escape 1.6 liter with four-wheel drive, and I just want to take a brief walk around the car and check out some of the features and just show you the inside. So as we go around the car here, you can see that we have nice alloy wheels on it. I believe they're 16 inch, they may be 17, I'm not going to look on the tire right now, but they really fit the car and the proportions of it, so I commend Ford for making these wheels on this model. As you can see, they also have this design element in front of the front doors, which is pretty common with some of these newer cars. It makes it have like a GT kind of sporty look to it. It's fake, doesn't do anything, it's just stylized. That's the thing about this car, is there are a lot of elements that are over stylized, but that makes it have a really new look to it. It have side turn markers on the mirrors, and you have this really nice character line that cuts right through the door handles, which are also body colored, and it goes right up through the very end of the car, and the overall profile is very sleek and sexy. This rear tire here, as you can see, it definitely has a higher ride height than if you compare it to the front tire. Obviously, because if you put cargo in here, you want it to sink down a little bit, but not be low riding on the ground, if you know what I mean. Come around the back, you can really see how this is based off the Ford Kuga in Europe. It really has that European design to it, and Ford in general is going more and more European in its design. Dual exhaust, and that doesn't mean fast because this car is not very fast. And you have the rear lift gate right here. Let's take a look inside here. I have a bunch of stuff in here because I'm on a road trip seeing my brother play some baseball in Ohio, so I've been driving this for about 800 miles now. In the back there's plenty of room. It has more room than a lot of competing small SUVs, and you even have some stuff under here. I can't lift that because there's water and all that stuff in the way. But as you can see, like, this back seat folds in sections, which is really nice, and it can recline as well, so that makes it really comfortable. You have, I don't believe there's a jack in here. I think there's a full-size spare tire under the floor too. So you have your grab handles right here. Other than that rattly license plate, everything seems to shut really solid. It has a really solid feel to it, even when you're driving it. Right here we have the capless fuel system, so you can just put in the gas without even needing the cap, and it works great. It doesn't spill any gas anywhere, and you just put the nozzle in there, and you can fill it right up, and there's no problem whatsoever. I wish it would lock though. That'd be nice. As you can see, this is a SEL model. They don't make this model for 2014. That's why this is a 2013 model. And this actually, I don't know if you can see that, but it says EcoBoost four-wheel drive below it. So this is a 1.6 liter engine with four-wheel drive, and this car actually recommends premium fuel for maximum performance. So it would give you, like, I think it's 184 horsepower on premium and about 5 to 8 less or something like that on regular. We've been using regular, and I really don't notice any performance difference at all. Which you would usually feel if you had a turbocharged car. I know I did when I had the Jetta 2-liter turbo that my mom used to have. That definitely ran better on the premium. So as you go around here, you have, what's nice is it's blacked out with plastic on the bottom, so that won't rust in the winter, and if you open the doors up, and it won't scratch your paint if you hit a curb accidentally. But it has a high ride height, so that's probably not going to happen anyway. It doesn't have roof rails. It has an antenna that sticks up like that. I didn't notice that before. It has kind of a rear, I don't think it's a rear spoiler. It looks like it, but it's not. It doesn't have roof rails. I believe that's only on the titanium version. This is the SEL, so this was the second highest trim line in 2013. As you go around, you can see the stylized element there in front of the front doors, chrome wheels, and the front here, definitely you can see the Kuga look to it again. Has a nice, I think the bottom part of the grille is actually really nice and sporty, and this car is a sporty car to drive, especially for an SUV, and I'll get to that in a sec. They have the beam blade design windshield wipers, and those work really well. We were driving in some rain, and they seem to keep up really well, and they didn't have a problem at all. They're kind of flimsy, if I should say. These are massive windshield wipers for this windshield, and they spread out, so they go like that on one side and like that on the other, so it's classic like van SUV windshield wiper. So they're probably expensive to replace since they're so big. I also don't know why that is black up there on the top of the windshield. It doesn't impede your view when you're driving. I just think it might be like something for a future upgrade. This just standard hardware that this car has. because I thought it had rain sensing wipers, but I don't believe it does. So let's actually go in the back first. I didn't spend much time back here on my road trip with my dad, but if you come back here, it's actually the front seat's set to my driving position, and there's plenty of room here. Like I have, 3 or 4 inches to spare between my knees and the front seat, and I'm 6 feet tall. So this is actually a very roomy car. For 4 people it's roomy. 5 people it can be a squeeze because this center seat is kind of hard and flat, and you sit up really high in that, kind of like a perch. Don't really like that too much. I have dome lights here, which are LEDs, and they just went out, but they are really bright. I wish they actually had 2 up there, one for the driver and passenger, but this car, I think it only has that if it has a sunroof, but I'm not sure. I wish I owned this car long enough to give you a more in-depth review, but I've had this car for 5 days, and I've had it for 4, and we return it tomorrow night. As you can see, the back, yep, it's pretty roomy. You can stack stuff up, and there's plenty of room back there for all your, groceries or whatever you want to haul back there for a trip. This car doesn't have a very high towing capacity. I think only the 2-liter EcoBoost has the 3,500 towing capacity, so I wouldn't, put a big trailer on this because this engine is not the most powerful as well. I'll get to that in a sec. Active head restraints. What's nice is they're kind of, I think for standards, they keep them in this more fixed position there, but I think there's a button on the side. I think it's on this side, but I managed to push it back, and that's why it was more upright, so your head wasn't craned forward. Auto up and down for every window. It's really roomy back here for 2, I must say, and the seats are really comfortable in the back. There isn't a lot of thigh support, it seems like, but you can just stretch your feet out behind the front seat because there's a lot of toe room, and that thigh support comes back because your legs get a little bit lower to the seat. So yeah, let's go up to the front here. You have the door access if you want to type in your code there. This car has Sirius satellite radio, MyFord Touch, all that technology, and it has accent lighting, ambient lighting inside the interior, red and blue. I think you can customize those colors using MyFord Touch. So yeah, like I said, auto up and down for every window. Lots of chrome bits all around. Like as soon as you get in here, you know that you're in a new car. That's the thing. The fit and finish is really, really good. I'd say it's on par with probably some of the best small SUVs that you can buy. And the problem is, it's probably just a little bit over stylized, if you know what I mean. It just looks a little too futuristic, maybe. And even this centerpiece, though, I mean, it almost looks like you're commanding an alien spaceship here. It's pretty awesome when you sit in the car, and it's not that hard to use, unlike a lot of reviews. You get used to it. Thing is, I had sync crash when I used my iPod, and I had to start the car up. I had to turn it off and start it back on in order for it to reboot and make it work again. So that wasn't too great, and I've had this car for just 4 days, so I don't know how many times that would happen if you had this car for 5 years, 6 years. As far as the driving experience, it really has a firm steering feel. Even though it's electric steering, it has pretty good road feel, I'd say. It's really quick off-center, makes it really sporty, and the brakes are pretty strong. There's not a lot of body lean either, so it makes it have a kind of a sporty experience. It drives a lot like, it has the same kind of presence, like on the highway. It feels really firm and planted, so it has a Germanic kind of Teutonic feel to it. Just looking around here, I think you're going to really like this car if you want a sporty driving experience and you value technology. If you value technology, this is your ride. This car works great with iPods, phone integration. MyFord Touch is not as hard to use as you might think, and I think you're going to really enjoy this car if you buy it. Just keep in mind that MyFord Touch might crash once in a while. Alright, so I got cut off because my memory card was just about full in the last portion of this review, so I'm going to finish it up here. Just as far as the driving experience goes, because I know I haven't covered that yet, the engine is not very powerful. I'd actually go with the 2-liter EcoBoost for this car. I'm going to put up a 0 to 60 mile per hour test that I did on this thing, and just based on that alone, I would say this is probably in the 9 to 10 second range to 60, and I know the 2-liter would be more like 7 to 8 second range, so I would definitely go with that engine, and I don't think there's much of a fuel economy penalty if you use that engine. It has really good traction off the line. I've done full boost launches with like torque boosted launches, and it doesn't spin the tires ever. I don't need to turn off traction control. I've never had traction control intervene on this car, and I've taken around some corners at pretty high speeds just to test the handling. So it's really well tuned. It's planted to the road. I drove this car probably up to 80, 85 miles an hour, and it felt really planted. It has a really Germanic feel I was talking about. It has firm steering feel that really is nicely weighted on the highway, and it makes it have like a really good planted feel. But like I said, this car is stylized quite a lot, so as soon as you get in it, you know that you're in a new car. This car will probably age, I think it will actually age pretty well, because we're going toward this more technology-based look to everything in the interiors of these cars these days. So I like the interior. I just wish there was some better fits, like up here. Pretty sure that kind of moved in a little bit right around there. You know, some pieces don't fit exactly well. I know up here there's a few ill-fitting pieces, but other than that, it's not bad at all. This is a really nicely finished car, and it's definitely an upgrade from the previous one. And I think that if you value a really sporty driving experience, you're going to really enjoy this car. And that's basically my in-depth review of this 2013 Ford Escape SEL 1.6 liter EcoBoost with four-wheel drive. So thank you for your time, and I hope that you like this review and that you'll take a look on when you're buying a small SUV, you'll look at the Ford Escape, because it's really got a nice driving experience, and I believe that they really updated the MyFord Touch in the last year or so, so all those gremlins and rebooting problems will be resolved. So thank you.